I'm going to defend Raygun by saying that the entire sport was a joke. It's like gymnastics, but without the control. Mate, the best people in it still look like Raygun to me.
All right, Mertz, we've made it. The Olympics come and gone. Thank God it's over. We can now put our brains back to normal and think about everything else that's going on in the world. But there was an interesting moment in the last couple of days with Australian breaking dancer, however you want to announce it.
B-girl.
Whatever. Yeah, B-girl. Rachel Raygun sort of stole the show for all the wrong reasons, and it was one of the worst things ever. Just they're the dance moves that I can do in the kitchen, and I do them when I'm trying to annoy my wife. But this was on an Olympic stage, so it was just really bad to see, and it got the treatment that it sort of rightly deserved on the internet. But give us your thoughts, Mertz.
Honestly, I'm going to defend Raygun by saying that the entire sport was a joke. That was the worst thing I have ever seen at the Olympics. I've just, I didn't watch it live, but I've just caught up with all of Raygun's, and I watched the women's bronze medal and gold medal match and the men's gold medal match, and I don't think anything she did was that much worse than anything anyone else did. My God, what is this sport? Like, it doesn't make it. Okay. It's like gymnastics, but without the control.
Yeah,
it's like we already have gymnastics. We don't need this shit. Like, if you're going to put a cultural thing in, it doesn't need to be like. God, it seriously. It's really pissed me off because, like, if you're going to have a cultural thing, let's go back to what we had. Let's do poetry like they had back in 1896. Let's do, like, Pierre de Coubertin won a gold medal in literature. So bring that back. I would actually rather see the tug of war. I saw one of these other ones that was eliminated was the one arm, like, dumbbell weightlifting. That would be fascinating. That would be so much better. But what the was this? This was just an absolute disgrace. Like, I think that, like, the commentary has probably been unfair on Raygun because in the bronze medal match, one of the girls, the B girls, did a robot. Are you serious? Yeah. For the bronze freaking medal, she won the bronze medal. Sorry, like, come on, this is the Olympics. Like, my God.
This is the funny part, is last week we spoke about 3x3 basketball and how shit of a gimmick that was and how it didn't deserve it.
Mate, give me 3x3 every day of the week over this shit.
Every day of the week. I'll become 3x3's biggest supporter. This has no place. And thank God LA have already come out and said, no, we're not having that shit in 2028. It shouldn't ever see the light of day again on an Olympic stage, nor should it have ever been seen in Paris. It was downright awful from start to the time that it thankfully ended.
Mate, the best people in it still look like Raygun to me. Honestly, I'm obviously not a B-boy or anything like that, but, like, my God, this is just... You know what? I actually... The one thing I would have liked to see if they're going to actually do this is I would have liked to only have told the host broadcaster where they're going to do it, and that they just kind of, like, are wandering through the streets and all of a sudden just chuck down a bit of cardboard, and then whoever's around can gather around and follow it, and that's how they go up to the gold medal. That would have been much better. Do it all the way through, sprinkle it through. No one knows when the breakdancing is going to happen, and all of a sudden you just chuck down a bit of cardboard and go for it. That would have been the only interesting thing for me. And then you could just, like, get the host broadcaster to know where to go. Because, like, what were the commentators doing as well? Like, that one of the commentators on the world feed, because I just watched it on Stan, the commentators, one was a former B-girl, and they just sat there quietly and, like, every so often was like, oh, they fell out of that. Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Nah,
they thought, like, in the bronze medal match, the girl who lost was going, like, the other girl was being derivative. Well, they were all doing the same moves to me from what I could see. So, like, they were all being derivative. And it's like, oh, that was unique. That was whatever. Honestly, the way I see it is, like, it was like putting a movie festival of the worst movies of all time, and Raygun was The Room. She was a masterpiece of like just the shit show that this was. So there was a guy who won an art gold medal and he won a sport gold medal. He won the art gold medal for sculpture in 1912. He won the shooting live deer.
Amazing.
Also at the 1912.
How about we just bring the Hunger Games to life?
Honestly, like, you know what? They were talking about is it the modern pentathlon?
Yeah.
The modern pentathlon, they're getting rid of it because they're like, oh, it's too outdated. It's going to basically become Ninja Warrior. That is awesome.
Yeah.
At this, when we get to Brisbane, we really need to put in sports that Australia are going to just absolutely dominate. We need to have netball because there's 4 countries in the world that could possibly win that, and we're probably the most likely to win that. We need to come up with like boomerang throwing, like honestly anything like that we can possibly win, just to like bump up our medal tally, because like that seems to be like, and France didn't even win half of the stuff. Moving on, Team USA won probably the least surprising gold of the entire Olympics, taking out the men's basketball. But the most interesting thing kind of kicked off after the gold medal was handed out, when Team USA kicked off their feud with Noah Lyles, tweeting out, "Are we world champions yet?" McKern, what's your take?
Well, yeah, it goes back to Noah Lyles making those comments last year where he took aim at the NBA and American sporting organizations for basically any time they win the title, dubbing themselves world champions. And Noah Lyles said,
you know, the thing that hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA finals and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States? Don't get me wrong. I love the U.S. at times, but that ain't the world. That is not the world. We are the world. We have almost every country out here fighting, thriving, putting on their flag to show that they are represented. There ain't no flags in the NBA.
And it just ignited a big beef between Noah Lyles and Team USA and NBA stars. So Team USA obviously win the gold against France in a closer game than what we actually did think. But they stupidly then put out a tweet saying, "Are we world champions now?" And it's like, well, no, you idiots. You're Olympic champions. Germany are the world champions. You finished 4th in the world championships last year. Like, the mentality of it all is just so moronic that they cannot, for the life of them, grasp what Lyles was trying to say. And he's just living rent-free in their heads that they just can't seem to be like, but we're the world champs now. It's like, you're the Olympic champs.
Yeah.
It's you beat teams from around the world, but the world championships took place. You didn't win it. That's Germany. You, Team USA, just won the Olympics. Like, how is it so hard for them to fathom and put this together and understand it? And they're still having digs at Lyles now. Like, basketball community is still going after Lyles when he didn't say the wrong thing. Like, it's so dumb.
Honestly, that Lyles is living rent free in their head is the funniest part of this whole thing, because look, at the end of the day, this is a bigger thing than the World Cup. Like, America don't send their best team. Like, you have like NBA stars going into teams and everything, but like, this is more like, I 100% get where they're coming from, that they're like, yeah, well, we're world champions now because we won the game that everyone was coming to play, because this is the one everyone wants. Like, a World Cup, who cares, really? But, like, that's not what Lyles was saying either. Lyles was saying the American bullshit of, like, we're top of the world because we're the only country that matters. Like, you come out and go, we're world champions of gridiron. Yeah, well, because you're the only country to play it. You're world champions of baseball. Yeah, because you've got all the best players have come to play in the MLB.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, honestly, because I don't even pay attention to the MLS, but do they say they're world champions of the MLS? I bloody hope not, because. But I wouldn't put it past them either.
No,
That's what Americans do. This is the same shit as the medal tally. Like, this is the medal tally of where they're behind, and they go, oh, okay, well, now we're counting total medals.
Yeah.
Well, it helps that you have 800 people there.
I know. It's the most American thing ever that this is Lyles, who is a world champion and has won multiple of them, and now is an Olympic champion as well. You just can't say a bad word about America, because their mentality is, well, we are the best in the world. We are the world champions. Don't us, we're not. You. Like, it's just.
But honestly, why do they need it? What is this ego boost with the basketball stars? Why do they need it? Why do they even care? Why did Kevin Durant go back at, like, I can't even remember who it was, but like a random sports reporter in Australia, like, had a go at him?
Yeah.
It's like, hell, mate, get over yourself. Like, the ego on these guys, like, I don't even know how they walk through the, like, building.
Well, and I also think it's why the Team USA was so loaded this time around for Paris, was because they all wanted to do it and to try and prove Lyles wrong, when they were never going to be able to do that at Paris Olympics.
But they're not doing it anyway. No. They're not doing it anyway. The point is that you can't call yourself a world champion if you win the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, if there was then a world, like, Champions League, okay, when Boston go and win that, yeah, okay, you can call yourself world champions, but it's not a world event, you know? Like, it's so frustrating. But then again, I think that it opens this door of, like, the Olympics was brought in to, like, celebrate amateurism. And it's like, you've got some sports that stick to that. So, like, boxing is going to get, like, taken out of the next Olympics. But the whole thing is you need to be an amateur. And then they broadened it out to you need to have under 10 professional fights to be able to fight in the Olympics. So, like, these aren't the multi-millionaire, like, guys. Like, this isn't Floyd Mayweather fighting. Like, this is guys that are, like, fighting because they want to fight for a gold medal. Like, so in most sports, that's what it is. You have, like, Noah Lyles racing, like, running 100 meters, being the fastest man on earth. How long can you do that for? Like, you see Usain Bolt do that for 12 years, which is just, like, unfathomable. But, like, how long can you really do that before your body just breaks down? And how much does athletics get, like, the coverage? Like, even swimming. In Australia, we have swimming, like, get a lot of headlines only when the events are on. So it's like twice a year for a week they get headlines, but outside of that, they get nothing. Yet you got these NBA players coming in who get, like, multiple headlines, whether they do anything or not. Like, LeBron would probably get headlines all the way through the off season for tweeting Taco Tuesday, you know, like, it just, I don't really get why they need to feel like they feel the need. Like, why can't they just celebrate Lyles being a world champion as well?